Okay, so I have been rewatching movies, I have been reviewing older movies, and I just reviewed a brand new movie. My reviews are, of course, my way, which is lazy and just a mess. But, yeah. So, here we have a situation where I'm not sure. I don't even know how to say this title. Now, back in the day, in the 2000s, I guess they call them the aughts now, I was very much somebody who went on the, fan websites where they talked about movies like Ain't It Cool News, those kind of places. And at the time, because of that, I would be watching the kind of movies they talked about there. Sometimes I could watch them, sometimes I couldn't if they were foreign or whatever. If they came on the channels I had, if they didn't. So here and there, I would watch some things. So this movie, I've been, in the course of watching YouTube videos and stuff, every once in a while a thing will pop up about, because of the other movies I watch, it'll pop up about like the best fight scenes or the movies with the best fights or whatever. And this one always comes up, and I saw one clip from here of one guy with fuzzy hair, and I was like, I like the way he moves, I want to know who this guy is. And I'm like, you know what, you should go back and watch that movie. Question is, did I watch it in the first place? I don't know. I don't know how to say the title. Bach, Beck, I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. But like I said, it's old enough that I may have seen it or some of it, and I don't remember. But for right now, I'm going to watch it. I did a rewatch of Chocolat, but I didn't tape while I was doing it. I was going to, and it kept getting screwed up. So I just said, forget it. I'm going to lay down and rewatch that. So I still have to put together my rewatch thoughts, even though I'm not rewatching it at the time. And maybe I'll do that a little bit more, because when you're constantly pausing and talking, you're not really paying attention to the movie, which it's okay sometimes, especially when you're trying to get reactions. But when it's stuff you've already seen, you know what I mean? Because I don't do proper reaction videos because of copyright. I keep seeing people who've been doing these reaction videos forever. They're going along fine, then all of a sudden they're getting copyright strikes. It seems to happen once a year, where they make new rules or they clamp down or something. So, you know what I mean? I'm not skilled like those people. I don't have the personalities of those people, and I don't have the wherewithal and the youth to put time and energy into doing that kind of stuff anyway. So that's why I do things my little messed up way. But this is me just saying what I think. There's a birthday party going on across the street. So if you hear whooping and noise and stuff, that's what's going on. That's why I'm trying to do this now, because I want a movie on to block them out, because they're loud and they've been loud for hours. So, yeah. I know the guy's name is Tony Jaa, the lead guy. Like I said, I don't know. I just watched the special features. And I saw, like, this, they said there was some kind of French rap video, and I'm like, what? I'm like, let me see, this is going to be funny. I end up liking that song. So, anyway, now I can hear my neighbors too much. So, let me start this. And, like I said, it's 50-50 chance I saw this before, and I have no idea. And I call these reviews not because I think I'm fancy pants, not because I think I'm any kind of film journalist, because I'm not reacting. If I was reacting, it'd be different, then I call them reactions. But that's why I call them reviews, because I'm not doing a proper reaction where I'm like watching it, filming my reaction, and then as I watch it, I'm giving my thoughts. It's a review plus. Okay, you know, I remember Europa, the little film logo Europa. I haven't seen it in a long time though. I actually don't even know what kind of alphabet that is. No idea. Ba-Ram-U. Wasn't that the wait a minute. Ba-Ram-U. I remember that from Babe. Wasn't that the what do you call it? Wasn't it sort of like the password that Babe, spoilers for Babe. Babe has to ask the sheep? Was it sheep? Yeah. What they're supposed to, he wanted to ask for help from foreign sheep, so he had to ask his sheep from the farm what to do. So they gave him the sheep password, so the other sheep would listen to him, because he was a pig. And it was Bahram you. To your sheepness you must be true, or something like that. Okay, anyways, but that's what it said. It said Bahram you, so I don't know. Sometimes I wish I knew my trees, but I'm not nerd enough. I know a little bit about a lot. Master of none, jack of all trades, master of none. That's why I suck in life. They're fighting the tree. It looks like a nice old tree. Actually, is it like a bunch of trees grown in together? It's cool. Honestly, this music's unnerving. He's pulling his pants. That's wrong. The lady in the front, the old lady in the front, really overacting with her jumping up. Yeah. This is where I become ignorant. I have no idea. What is this, Thailand? I've never seen that alphabet before, I don't think. Or if I did, it was a long time ago. Why is it so different? Okay, they said Bangkok. Now I know a thing. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm a horrible, stupid person. So the plot of this is about Muay Thai. And I think I said it right. I don't know. Because he said somebody didn't want him messing around with it. There must have been a lot of dialogue yet, so. Okay. Wasn't it like a thing of Osama bin Laden's to like destroy the Buddhist statues that were like carved into mountainsides and stuff? Those are soldiers, right, in here? Oh, just jerks. Stole the poor box. Wait, Bak is the Buddha statue? Yeah. Oh, that's what that means? Wait a minute. See. Party's still going on across the street and it's distracted me, so sorry. I'm really sensitive to noise, especially background noise. When there's background noise, I pay more attention to that than I do. Who's Kroom? I don't know what he said. Okay. They're making him take a lot of stuff with him. I tried Googling it, and it literally tells me Ong Bak means Tony Jaa. But I don't know what that means then. Okay, I was wrong. I thought Hanuman was Ganesh, like the alternate name, but it's the monkey god. I don't know him. But they both have different heads. So is Hanuman an avatar of Shiva? Okay. Makes sense. If Ong Bak is just his name, why were they saying it like his head was missing? I thought they were talking about the statue. I'm confused. Okay. In the village of blah 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 lies an ancient Buddha statue named Ong Bak. See? I wasn't wrong. Yeah, so it's his name's Ting, which is funny because before I thought they were saying a thing. Okay, I'm gonna be good now. I don't like the color of this movie. It's all like I don't know what color you call that. It's almost like a clay color instead of sepia. Okay, so they're meth dealers. Now I think I've looked up enough. I hate having to look things up though. I just got confused. So all these people have like nicknames, and that's what's throwing me off. They just called somebody Pearl Harbor. Name tags! It doesn't help that I'm trying to read and I'm not looking up, right? Because so I need to be watching this in the dark, or my eyes gotta adjust. Here's a complaint. I don't have this on any kind of like Zoom or anything, but Do these Fight Club like things, like Bloodsport type tournaments, like where people are just doing this for money? Are they all over the place? I don't know, what was that movie? It wasn't like Kung Fu or Muay Thai or any of this stuff, or at MMA or whatever. But there was that movie, Woody Harrelson in the Appalachians. Was Willem Dafoe there? I think so. How come you never hear about this stuff on the news? It's gotta be, right? Seems slightly entertaining because when you watch like a movie, they're clearly just tapping each other. And MMA is no fun to watch. Because like I said, that looks like being hugs. I don't know. That guy looks familiar. The blonde. Anyways, let me pay attention to the fight. Because I was like watching Best of the Best of Bloodsport, one of them one time. And I was like, I'd go to that. You know what I mean? But outside of watching a movie and seeing a tournament in the movie, I've never heard of a tournament. Like, oh, go to this tournament, go to this karate tournament, go to this, you know, martial arts event. I've never heard that in my life. So where are they? It's only for people who are in it to know about it. Like, you hear about boxing matches. I mean, not really. Not locally anyways, but that's weird. So are these movies low budget or something? I swear that guy looks so familiar. Who is this guy? I know him. Or he looks like somebody from down the street. What I'm trying to say is it looks like it's supposed to be widescreen, but it's I don't watch movies like that, so let me make sure it's not my television. But no, my screen was on normal, so like I'm saying, it looks like it's like, you know, back in the olden times when the DVDs used to come in either widescreen or full screen. It looks stretched somehow. Yeah, that's what I never got in some of these places. Like, I haven't traveled there, but I know like they worship statues, and I mean, that's confusing to me because most religions don't let you do that. And I'm fairly certain Buddhism is one of them. I know if somebody stole a cross or somebody stole a, you know, religious statue from a Catholic church or something, like Mary or one of them, people would freak out. But they'd freak out because somebody stole it. I don't think they think that they were going to be like not blessed or something. I mean, I did get this from the library. It could be a full screen copy. But then again, this is a different size. No. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a full size screen from the old days. So maybe they filmed this on a camera phone. Or where are the camera phones? When was this? If Ongbaek's so great, why is he headless? That kind of made me laugh. Cousins, I don't know. There's so many cousins, right? The knives facility just happened to go past at the right time. That was cool. I know I'm supposed to be reacting to the kicking and whatnot, but yeah. See? He's literally... What was that breakdancing thing that he's doing? Windmill. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. I could never do split, even as a little kid. I couldn't do split. Like I was, I don't know. I was never limber even when I was like 10. Is this guy Australian with the horrible hair? So the waiter's gonna fight him? Kind of big. So he gave up or no? Ow. Headbutts shouldn't be fair ever. I mean, if you need money, and you can do that, right? How much is their money though? Because they're betting $3 million, and I know that guy don't look like no millionaire, so it must be like lira, right? Now, okay, so in these movies they really connect, right? Because right? Because really, there's no point watching if they're not going to connect. Like in the Rocky movies, and I know that's boxing, but didn't he used to connect and used to say to hit him in like real life? So I had watched the special features where it showed the different moves before I watched this, so that was one of them elephant ones. I know he jumped on his head because he went like that. Okay, so once he's in the ring, they won't let him leave. This is the guy. Alright, so here's what happened. I was watching a, let me pause this. I was watching a compilation thing like, oh, the best fights in the movies ever, right? So this in here was in it. And I was like, who's the fuzzy-haired guy? Right? And I couldn't figure it out because I hadn't seen the movie. But I'm trying to figure out from the IMDb, which is useless now. Because like I said, people's faces aren't next to the names. And even if it is, it's going to be a picture, some random picture that looks nothing like in the movie. So it took me the longest time to figure out which guy it was. Right? Trying to just piece it together. I'm looking on the Wikipedia, reading like the plot and everything. So I finally figure out which guy it is. I click on him on IMDb. 1 credit. This is his 1 credit. And I'm like, he moves awesome. He moves like, I don't even know, like a cartoon character. And I'm like, hey, that guy. And I always pick the one who's like 1 credit. And then I did the same thing with Best of the Best or something. There was a guy in Best of the Best. It wasn't like I liked him or anything, or I was going to be his biggest fan. I was just like, he looks like he must be Eric Roberts' stunt double, right? So I click on it to wait and looking down the IMDb to see, because he was like an Italian version of Eric Roberts, and he's in the same movie with him. He must have been a stunt double, and then he ended up in the movie. It says nothing except that guy was in that movie. Maybe he had like 1 other credit or something. I'm like, what is these people? There must be a lot of people who sniff out Hollywood once or movie business once, and I'm like, no, thank you. And they go do something else. Because this guy, the way he moves, not Tony Jaa, the fuzzy-haired guy, whose name I forgot, but he, like I said, 1 credit. I'm like, you know what? Because he's going around and doing, like, dancing as they do when you box and thing, and you dance around and you like taunt the other guy. I can't even understand what he's saying. Like he's super fast. Maybe he's not actually doing anything, but it's fun. His feet are just moving really fast. There's somebody else who used to move like that, and I can't remember who it is. Had that same kind of... Not necessarily for fighting, probably for dancing. I want to say it's Donald O'Connor because I like the way Donald O'Connor danced better than Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire, which makes me weird. But I don't think so. There's somebody who used to move like that, and I don't know who it is. Kicking people in their wig like that's not right. Is that a wig though, or did you get a bad perm on purpose? It would have flown off if it was a wig, right? Yeah. You can't do that though. You can't like surrender and then you start shit. What's with the announcer guy? He's like totally scared of this dude. I don't know why this dude seems French. Is he French? Something so French about him. Ow. Okay. So he threw a bottle and a chair and a table. Honestly, if I was a fighting person, I would use all the shit around me. Because it just makes sense. I mean, if you're trying to beat somebody up. I mean, yeah, okay, this is competition. But if you were like fighting for your life, wouldn't you just use all the objects? These objects are just breaking though. Cheap objects in a movie. I know they're made of stuff. I'm not silly. Breakable stuff, I mean. Unless. You never know. That was a good idea. Kick him in the chair. They're gonna have to replace all that shit. Oh no, not the sign off the wall. Is there a fridge anywhere? He's actually gonna use the wire? Which, I was thinking, why did he unplug it from the wall? Throw water on him. Somebody get water and throw it on him. He's got the wire. Oh great, there goes the whole place. That looks cool, all the sparks coming down. Not that you want that to happen. I mean, it's CGI sparks, because something would have caught by now. But... or is it? Because it looks like there's some actual ones on the floor. Maybe it was... thing? Because it looked fake. Plus real. Not all the wiring's wrong. That's what they get for entertaining this kind of activity in their establishment. There's a fridge! I would have went for the fridge first. I'm probably gonna get in trouble with this. I didn't even realize there was music on. Does it matter? I don't make money off these anyways. Knife? Why have we introduced a knife? This isn't fair. Isn't that the guy betting? What do you give him a knife for? Because he's ruining his gambling odds? Everybody's standing there all like they're waiting for the video for Beat It to break out. I don't understand the significance of flipping a quarter. What did that do? Because then everybody just started clapping. Oh, now a bunch of them are flipping quarters. Is this tips? I mean, okay. This guy with the stink eye, I don't understand his problem, because not only did he got whole stink face, because he's like really no face. That master of ceremonies was strange. I don't get him. How do you know the hick? I didn't know they had hicks. Drug dealers are the worst, though. I've always taken that stance because they're mass murderers. You know, if you don't like somebody going into a school and shooting a bunch of people, but you think drug dealers are just doing, you know, what somebody else would do, like if they didn't do it, somebody else would do it. Yeah. And this premise is worse than John Wick, though, because John Wick, he kills a bunch of people over a dog, right? And they're not killing anybody, but they're going through all this shit over a statue. I know that's terrible, right? I just don't understand the concept. The thing about Buddha statues, and this is what I don't understand. Okay, I took Buddhism class as a class at NYU, right? I didn't pay a lot of attention, but, you know, I'm not the best student, but the idea was they didn't worship Buddha in the first place, or you weren't supposed, as a Buddhist, you weren't supposed to worship Buddha in the first place. That's why all these other, like, sects or whatever, sects that, you know, seem to do that, I get very confused by, because to me, just learning very basic Buddhism, he wasn't supposed to be like a god. He was just supposed to be like a guy who achieved enlightenment. So, you know, having a statue or whatever, it's like, it makes less sense than all the other, I mean, oh well, less sense than if there was a statue of Muhammad, which there isn't, because you can't have a likeness. This is what I'm saying. Anyways, but yeah, so I the whole concept of worshiping Buddha in the first place, I didn't think you were supposed to do. Number two, having statues to worship. Now you're losing your mind because the statue's gone, or the head's gone. And they're going through all this, you know, and I know it's just a movie. I'm just saying. Actually, I made this complaint during Silence, the Martin Scorsese movie, because there was a scene, like they were supposed to be so profound, because they were supposed to be, these Jesuit priests were supposed to be controlling themselves, even though the bad people, I saw the movie once in the theater, and the bad people were stepping on something. I don't know if they were stepping on a crucifix or stepping on a picture of Jesus. I forgot what it was, or the stepping on the Bible, something. The idea was they were doing something wrong, and it was supposed to be like this profound scene of like, oh, look at their inner strength to not react or something. And I was like, oh no, it's just a thing, man. Not supposed to be worshiping idols. So I don't know if the Jesuits got it wrong or Martin Scorsese got it wrong, who wanted to be a priest, but you understand what I'm saying? Not supposed to worship idols anyway, because they're just things. So I'm just saying. That's what it's called, right? Silence, because I like more than one movie called The Silence or The Big Silence or whatever. I think that's the one with Adam Driver and Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield, and I was like, Andrew Garfield's the only one who could pass for Portuguese, but that movie. Are they gonna fight underwater like in Top Secret? Yep. What's he looking at? They took all these statues and buried different parts of them. I don't get it. I don't get the concept, you know. Do they think these statues, I assume they think the statues protect them like a statue of Zeus or something. But the Greek gods were a whole nother ball of weird. Yeah, like I said, Osama bin Laden used to do that shit. He used to, like, blow up Buddhist statues that were offending him because it was, you know, against his religion. And I remember people were trying to go and get the statues before he did that. But I read about that way before 9/11. So then when everybody acted like 9/11 was shocking, I'm like, isn't that the statue guy? So it wasn't like he came out of nowhere. We knew he was a douchebag. And that kind of stuff's scary because it's like you can't allow people to do their own thing. They're your problem. Okay, this birthday party, it's 9:26 right now. This birthday party across the street, which is still getting on my nerves. When I came home at 3 o'clock, they were just starting. Or it seemed like they just started. Outside for 6.5 hours. Whoever these people are, they just moved in, by the way. So, you know, move into the neighborhood and just throw a ginormous party. It's kids, I mean, it's not a kids party, it's like a family party. There's a yard full of people since 3 o'clock. He's gonna give up his life for the head of a statue. This is what I mean. I just realized this is Stinkface guy. Stinkface guy's been waiting to fight him all this time? Is that what it is? They've got their hands tied, like, wrapped in rope. I never saw that before. Seems like a good idea. Yeah, see, he goes, I don't worship lumps of stone. I mean, okay, he's being satanic, saying I only revere myself. Oops. But, still, you're not supposed to do that. There's nothing in there. Why would you put on the silencer right by his head? How are you kicking people with your legs on fire? What was he wearing under there? That's one of those things where even though I don't have kids, you become a mom and you're like, some kid's gonna try that. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to get a pet peeve about fight scenes in the dark. This is all clay colored and black. Which, okay, it's a choice, but he hit the guy in the head with whatever that is. And it made the funniest sound. I don't know why. But it's cool when they fight with like 2 swords or 2 sticks or whatever. Pointed sticks. But I could never do that, I don't think, because I can't do anything right with my left hand. You know, like if you try to like, I can barely lock the door. So was it not Osama bin Laden at all? It was just this old guy in the chair taking all the Buddha's heads. Okay, so was like Tony Jaa like a gymnast first or something? Because you know, wasn't Jean-Claude a ballet dancer first? I just feel like there's got to be a reason why it's so much like keep the 2 thingies. I get in trouble saying the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like one after the other. And I'm like, okay, that's really freaking hard. But I mean, it's a lot of fighting for nothing. I shouldn't say nothing, but you get my drift. He doesn't really completely defeat these people. It just keeps going. The guy's still in the chair being a douchebag. Those are the kind of villains you just have to be like, they're controlling a lot of people. You gotta get rid of them. Like kingpins and, you know, people like that. The heads of organizations. Because it's just too evil. Like, I always feel like it's a Dorothy type situation where, like, if you, like, kill the Wicked Witch, like, maybe the underlings would be like, oh, thank God. I know they'll just fight amongst themselves for power up. You get my idea. And not for nothing about people not knowing about their religion, because just now in San Francisco, that archbishop was like, Nancy Pelosi can't go to communion because of the Roe v. Wade thing. You're not allowed to do that. Priests aren't allowed to do that. And he's an archbishop, but so what? you can't tell somebody they can't go to communion, because that's nobody can make that decision. Somebody walks up there, you have to give it to them, because you don't know what their situation is. So people are just making up their religion as they go all the time. And I'm not picking, I know many people do it this way. I'm just saying, there are rules that most people who do any religions, they don't even go by them. They just hear rumors about what they're supposed to be doing and they do that. Or they defer to somebody like an archbishop who, is breaking his own rules. I mean, this guy is desecrating these things on purpose because he's evil and satanic and he thinks he's a god. So he's doing that for that reason. But still, like I'm saying, they're still, going through an awful lot. Something that, like I said, it's an idol. I'm going to keep doing other examples while I'm watching them kick each other. Or it's like the Ark of the Covenant, right? Indiana Jones. That's because he's an archaeologist he's chasing after that, not because he's a religious zealot. You know what I mean? Or, what was the thing in the Temple of Doom? I forgot. But, yeah, you know, or like the Holy Grail or whatever, if you're looking for that, it's because of the find, not you're worshiping it. You shouldn't be, anyways. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I've been trying to refrain this whole movie because I know somebody's gonna get pissed and call me a this or that. Tony Jaa looks like a gelfling, okay? Which is fine, and I'm not saying anything bad about people like him because gelflings are cute, number one, and I've seen other people that look like gelflings, even in my own family. So, he looks like a gelfling, don't get mad. And he kind of looks a little bit like Michael Jackson, who also looked like a gelfling. So there. I've been watching this movie for like 2 hours, right? My neighbors have pissed me off so bad. I figure I know these moves by now. I think I'm going to go across the street and start kicking people in the head. He did not roll out of the way of that massive Buddha head. He just waited for it to land on him. That's like in Austin Powers, remember? I forget which one. Where the steamroller's coming. And Prometheus. George sacrificing himself over here for this thing. He was the one with all the personality. Study hard, find a good job. Jeez. Yeah, so I'm sure I pissed off everybody. But like I said, my understanding is that you're not supposed to, just like they said, you're not supposed to worship idols. You're not supposed to, like I said, Buddha was not a god, so he's not supposed to be worshipped in the first place. And then, that was what I was taught. Buddhism is supposed to be just like a way of thought. So that's why I said those things. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. But, so I don't get the idea. Like I said, I'm sure it's a big thing over there, but I don't get the idea of worshiping the statue like that to the point where you're going to sacrifice your life for it. Which seems just, you know, and then it's like, yay, so now he can be a monk. That whole thing seems backwards to me. Sorry, not trying to offend anybody, but it just seems, spiritual things are supposed to be spiritual, not pieces of rock like that guy said. Which, yeah, he was evil in the story, and I get it, and I guess I'm evil, but, this is what I'm saying. I would look it up and see if you're really supposed to be worshiping statues. Probably not. But like I said, people defer to their clergymen, and they make it up as they go along, so it becomes the religion. Even though, you know what I mean? Anyways, so honestly, it was pretty good. I wasn't expecting a plot, and it had a plot, and I was interested in the plot. And it was orange. I don't like movies that are tinted all one color, but it was decidedly orange and clay colored movie, which isn't the worst thing because I don't like green tinted movies. I don't like any movies that are tinted all one color, number one. Green is pretty bad. David Fincher seems to like, every time I see a David Fincher movie, I'm like, he dipped it in pee again, because every time it's just tinted yellow, and I'm like, why are all his movies tinted yellow? I don't know, it's weird to me. So there's that. It wasn't bad, you know, like, it wasn't bad acting or anything. I enjoyed the plot, so, but it does have that, like I said, it seems too close or something, like, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't look like it's on video, which some of these movies look like it's on video, so it's better than I expected, even though people make a big stink about it, because a lot of, like I said, the people who watch the action movies or the martial arts movies or whatever, they don't care, they're just there to see the action scenes. But this wasn't even bad, so I'm saying 7 out of 10. But I know I'm supposed to talk about all the action, but yeah, it looked really good. And like I said, he looks like, to me, I feel like he must have been a gymnast first, like a little kid who was just really gifted at tumbling, and so they put him in that, and the next thing you know what I mean? Or it could be the other way around. Or, well, it really looked like not Cirque du Soleil, but you know what I mean, like somebody who's that much of a, like, all around. It looked more like, look more towards ballet and gymnastics than martial arts, which it is. But again, that's like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, to me, actually, Jackie Chan's more guilty of, to me, looking like I guess he connects. But you know what I'm saying? So this, like I said, I like that they connect. It really looked like they're beating each other up. I love the fuzzy haired guy. I really don't know why he never made another movie again. Maybe he was just some kind of other kind of performer. That's something. This is more performance, which is cool, because this is why I don't like a lot of the action stuff we watch now, because they're trying to be realistic and they're trying to say, okay, how would you actually fight somebody? They're all going to end up rolling on the floor, guns rolling on the floor, guns rolling on the floor, because that's how, I guess, in a tactical situation right now, if you were really in combat, you would fight another person. It doesn't look cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm watching a movie. I'm not trying to watch a documentary on, you know, people fighting in a war zone or something. So it should look cool, like choreography, like performance, like gymnastics, stuff like that. And those guys were clearly fighting, so I don't know. So this is the kind of stuff that, to me, I prefer to see, instead of continuously saying the same, like in all the Marvel movies and all the current action movies. It's the same thing, like Bourne or any of that stuff, you know. And I'm not trying to pick on those guys that do it, because I know it's the same group of guys, but it's like, it might be slightly different, but it looks the same. And they all, like I said, in the end, they all end up rolling on the floor with a gun. You know what I mean? So I prefer to see things that look more differenter all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was good. It's probably a 2 and 3, and I won't be doing those. Although I do over there have the Raid 2, because when I didn't like the first Raid, I was reading some stuff and it said, well, the Raid 2 is the good one. Can you hear my neighbors? Anyway, so I have that to watch, and we'll see what happens